Hi there, everybody. This is Pastor Charlie. It is Wednesday, the very first of my birthday month, also known as July, and I'm here with your Keeping Connected video for today. You know, one of the parts of being a pastor is that you have an open email address and an open phone line to your office. And that means that you get all sorts of communications, letters, phone calls about all sorts of different topics from all sorts of different people. Over the last number of months, I have had the full gamut of that experience. I have had emails and communications from people who are just frustrated at the world around them, and that frustration has spilt over a little bit into a telephone conversation or an email or a letter. I have also had those conversations from people who want to know when we're getting back and why we're not back yet. And I've been trying to deal with those as best as I can in this uncertainty that we're all living in. But you know, some of the best communications that I have had in all of my ministry, but particularly so in the last several months, have been those communications that are given with one purpose, that of encouragement. I have had phone calls, I have had emails, I've had handwritten letters and cards sent to me to say, thank you. Thank you for what we're doing together as a church. Thank you for doing your best to keep us connected. Thank you for what you said in a sermon or for how you prayed that prayer. I have to tell you, when you receive a communication like that, it does nothing but lift your spirits. I try to make those phone calls or send those cards or letters myself to some people just to let them know that they're in my thoughts, just to let them know that I am lifting them up in prayer, just to let them know that even though they're going through what they're going through, I'm doing my best to be there for them. And you know, those communications are always well received too. The writer of the first letter to the Thessalonians writes this in the 5th chapter, verses 9 through 11. He says, "For God has destined us not for wrath, but for obtaining salvation through Jesus Christ, who died for us, so that whether we are awake or asleep, we may live with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, as indeed you are doing." It's a really great privilege and pleasure of mine to be the senior pastor of a church like Memorial that is active in sending those letters of encouragement, sending those communications, making those phone calls. I've been the recipient of those and they have touched my heart deeply. And my guess is that when you've been the recipient of those, your heart has also been touched deeply. So here's my challenge to you today in this midweek Keeping Connected. Lift the phone. Give someone a call. Lift your cell phone and send a text message. Get out your pad and paper and write a letter and mail it to that friend who you know just needs their spirits lifted. Do that today. Encourage one another in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, because that is a privilege and a ministry that has been given to each and every one of us. I wonder, will you do that today? Will you lift one another up prayerfully and in encouragement before God? Because goodness knows we all need it today. God bless you. I'll see you again in our Keeping Connected video on Friday. Until then, wash your hands, wear your masks, and stay safe, my friends. We love you dearly.